What's up, you guys? Steven here for Off the Shelf Movie Nights. Talk to you about physical media, about Blu-rays and 4Ks and DVDs, the way we like to buy and own our movies and TV shows and documentaries, concert videos, everything. So, if you've been following along, I've been doing my complete collection. I'm reorganizing it, and as I reorganize it, I'm showing it to you. So we're doing a complete collection update while I reorganize. And I confidently said the other day that I would be able to do my Steelbooks. I would show you guys my Steelbooks in 2 videos. And we did part 1. Well, it's probably going to be 3 videos. There's more of these than I thought. So we're going to do the 3rd installment now, and then we'll do one more. You see that big gap back there? It's where the Steelbooks normally stack, but I've got them pulled down so I can alphabetize them and show them to you guys. So if you like this kind of content and you're not already subscribed, please do so. And if you like the video, a like would be really, really appreciated. The likes really help. Please take a second, hit the like button. Every Monday night, we're doing what I call movie-themed live streams, where we talk about movie-themed nights. I put together my, selections for a given theme, and I'll listen to yours, and we'll have some cool discussions about movies. So I'm doing that along with all these regular videos. And then on Wednesday nights, we're doing a live stream, podcast live stream, Culture Smash podcast. We've got 2 people that run one of the coolest anime conventions here in the South, and then my co-producer in film projects. The 4 of us get together and we talk about the news of the week. So there's a lot of things happening on this channel. So anyway, let's get into the Steelbooks. I'm not going to dig deep into these, you guys. If you want to see any of them in a deeper way, you want me to unbox them or whatever, let me know in the comments and we'll come back to it and do that. In no particular order, because these are a mess. That's the whole point of this. Let's begin. First up, we've got Justice League, New Frontier. I can get these, make sure I get them close so you guys can see them. There we go. Justice League, New Frontier. These DC animated movies it's so funny because their animated films are mostly garbage, but their their live action films are mostly garbage, but their animated films are very strong, and this is a really good one. Pretty cool Steelbook also. But we're still on the DC tip right there. We've got Aquaman, 4K, Steelbook. I think this was issued in a couple of different versions. I got this one early on. Aquaman is one of those 4Ks that you can pop in and show off your home theater system to someone who doesn't like movies, because there's no film grain here. It's shot digital. I hate that myself, but, some people prefer it. Also, I call them turkey bags. I do this because I don't want my Steelbooks scratching each other as they rub against each other on the shelf. I like this one. It's Terminator Dark Fate. I like the Steelbook. Of a pretty decent movie. It's pretty decent. This is probably third best in the franchise, behind 1 and 2. It has some real serious issues, don't get me wrong, but there's some good moments here. Hobbs and Shaw, 4K. This is the best of the Fast and Furious franchise to me, and I say that confidently, knowing that there's 1 or 2 of the actual primary franchise films that I like. This one, actually, it's hard to show without opening it up, but I'm not pulling it out of the bag for this. It wraps around. I think they're doing another one. Got the Blues Brothers here in 4K. This Steelbook is okay. I probably, wouldn't have rushed out for it, but I just wanted the 4K. Didn't have it in my collection, so why not? It's okay. It's kind of cartoony. I don't know that it really represents the movie as well as it could. Field of Dreams is a standard Blu-ray. I think this is a movie that should be in 4K. Probably will be at some point. I don't own many sports movies in my collection, but this is one of the few. It's Kevin Costner. It's a very good movie. Yeah. Hunt for Red October. This is 2 of the best actors in acting at their peaks. You've got Alec Baldwin there, who is kind of getting an unfair beating right now, I think he is. And then Sean Connery, who is not the best person in the world, but a stellar actor in Hunt for Red October. Very different, my understanding, very different from the book that it's based on, but a very cool movie. like I said, these are in no particular order. These should be together. I have the other one of these. This is A Quiet Place with the Mondo slip. It's not in a turkey bag because it has a Mondo slip, which goes a little something like this. Yes, very cool. Very cool. I like those two movies. I like A Quiet Place and A Quiet Place 2. That's the first one. Not a big fan of this one. This one's on the shelf because my girlfriend, she likes it. Elf. I actually, hot take, think this is a kind of a crappy movie. It's also kind of a crappy Steelbook. But it was a good price when it came out and it wasn't in the collection. She wanted it for Christmas, so there you go. Just recently had a bad movie night. One of the movie theme nights I was talking to you guys about. We had bad sci-fi night, and we watched a couple of movies. And the first one was Battle Beyond the Stars, Roger Corman's answer to Star Wars. It features a spaceship with a giant pair of balls hanging off the front of it. And I mean that's what it is. Also has John Boy from the Waltons. You see him right there on the cover. It's ridiculous. It's really fun. Classic heist movie, The Sting, Robert Redford there. If you haven't seen this one, you really should. If you're a fan of, just a fan of film, you should see this one. I'm starting to hurt here. Here's Serenity in 4K. This was the film that Joss Whedon created to wrap up his Firefly saga, and it did a great job. He did a really good job at finishing that story. It's a real shame what's going on with Whedon right now, but that doesn't detract from the quality of this film or the TV series. I'll do a short rant here about that. We can't cancel a movie or a show because of one individual that was involved in it. Hundreds and hundreds of people went into making this a great movie. And you do a disservice to them if you get pissed at Whedon and try and cancel this movie. So remember that. House of Cards, still a good show, even though Kevin Spacey is not a good person. And the people that helped make that show, there's plenty of good people that deserve recognition for their work on that show. The Game. Michael Douglas, Sean Penn. Very fun movie. It's an okay Steelbook. I didn't have the movie in my collection, so just why not? Martin Scorsese's Shutter Island. Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro. This is a great movie. Took me a minute to settle into it, though. I won't lie. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure for a while. This movie actually kind of grew on me. Death Race. Jason Statham. This movie is a bad movie, but I love it. This is just one of those crappy action movies that's just fun to pop in and enjoy while you're just chilling. Basically is a death race. All right, we've got Deadpool. I still like this movie, but I do think I've grown a little bit cold on the franchise. I think I'm kind of over it in a way. And I think it's because of the wink, wink, nudge, nudge kind of impact that it's had on film in general. It happened to me with Scream, too. Not Scream 2, but Scream also. Scream is a good movie, but the impact it had on the horror genre was so negative, it turned me off to the movie for a long time. Gladiator in 4K. This is a beautiful 4K. It's a beautiful 4K and an okay Steelbook. It was a good price. I didn't have it in the collection in 4K, so why not? And now you're going to hear my cat screaming in the background because he wants in here. Pretty in Pink. So I love these John Hughes movies from the 80s. There's aspects of them that don't hold up as well as they should, or, culturally. Molly Ringwald is still great, though. I loved her when I was a kid, watching these things on HBO and repeat. Well, that's your bed music, my cat. So here we have the Purge. See, now I can't remember if this is. I think this is the collection. I'm gonna look real quick, or is this just the first movie? I can't remember now. I think this is. Yeah, this is just the first movie. I'll show it to you on the inside. think I have the collection in a different set. But really, what's important is this one. This is the good one, honestly. Yeah, I think I have a movie like compilation or something. But I have this one and the last Purge movie in Steelbook. Resident Evil. Anytime anybody asks me about bad movies that I enjoy, that I know are bad, but I still love them. I mean, Death Race is a good one, but also Resident Evil. I love Mila Jovovich in this movie. I enjoy some of the action set pieces. It's not a great movie. I understand that. But I still love it. And, you know, I love her in that dress. All right. Here's a movie that should have been bad. There was no reason this movie should have been good. Dr. Sleep. Because they tried to do a lot of things here. They tried to be a sequel to the movie and encompass the universe of the book. And the book sequel, Dr. Sleep. They tried to bring all that together in one movie. And for the most part, they did. They did. A big part here is Ewan McGregor. He's so great in this. And now I'm feeling really bad because I'm drawing a blank. Oh, God. I'm not going to look it up. I'll let you guys tell me in the comments. But the female lead, the villain in this, Rose the Hat. Why am I forgetting her name? She was also in one of the couple of the Mission Impossible movies. Oh, I'm so annoyed with myself that I forget her name. But she's so freaking good in this movie. One of my favorite cinematic villains of the last 10 years. The Fifth Element. Arguably one of Bruce Willis's last great movies. This is total ripoff in a lot of ways of, well, I guess not total ripoff, but heavily inspired by Blade Runner and a few others. But there's some puppetry in here that's delightful. Bruce Willis is actually really fun to watch. It's another Mila Jovovich movie. Very fun. I like this movie a lot. Yeah. I could go on and on. I'm not going to. I need to get through this stack. We need to keep moving. All right, this is a Scream Factory Steelbook. This might be one of my first Scream Factory Steelbook purchases. The Slumber Party Massacre. This is a movie I think they will eventually put out on 4K. I feel pretty confident. And it's basic. It's pretty basic in plot, but it's one of the better executed movies of the 70s, 80s slasher. These girls having a slumber party. There's a slasher trying to kill them. They have to fight back. Directed by a female director. No one would have believed it, as gratuitous as the nudity is in this. But I think there's a couple of things about the movie. There's some hidden sort of feminist messages in there, which I think are brilliantly placed in a movie that you wouldn't expect them to be. And she probably also, had some requirements from the studio at that time. You needed blood and boobs to sell movies. So that was probably required, but she was able to take that and turn it around into something a little smarter than you would anticipate it being. So, highly recommended. I think these are getting reissued. These Stephen King movies, Salem's Lot here. They did this one, and I probably have it over there coming up. Cat's Eye. They put out a few of these movies, and this is a little dark. I tip it a little bit so you can see it better. And there's not much happening on this Steelbook. Salem's Lot was I believe this was a TV movie about vampires. But I think those are going to get reissued very soon in a 4K. X-Men United, X2. Still one of the better superhero movies. For as long as we've had superheroes, this thing still ranks up there. Very good. Even with Storm's bogus wig. I think it looked better in the second movie, though. They spent a little more money on it. And then we have X-Men First Class. I enjoyed this movie, but I'll be honest with you, I need to revisit it and see if it holds up. I enjoyed it when it came out, so I snagged this Steelbook, and more recently I've watched the extras than the actual movie, so I need to revisit this and see if it holds up, honestly. Here's a movie that desperately needs a 4K. Children of Men. This needs a 4K scan. This is a phenomenal science fiction film. If you haven't seen it, I was looking to see if there's anything in here as Michael Caine. Yeah, we could do a whole video on Children of Men. If you haven't seen it, let me know. You want to talk more about it, we'll do it, because it's slept on. No one's talking about it these days, and they should be, because it's phenomenal. Oh, Independence Day. This is an anniversary edition. That's great. This is more of my girlfriend's jam than mine. I think the movie is okay. It's all right. It's Roland Emmerich. It's all right. And the last movie that I'm going to crack into, or I'm going to talk about or show you in this video, is Sin City. Now, I know there's been a lot of discussion about Sin City getting a 4K. I don't know if you can do these movies, the Sin City movies, in 4K because of the way they were shot. They were early digital films, and the masters might be 2K. I mean, I believe they're 2K masters. It's kind of like the 4Ks of Phantom Menace. It was a 2K master, so it would just be an upscale. So I'm not sure how much you would get. I mean, maybe you could get some extra HDR out of this. It's a cool Steelbook, though. Let me know if you haven't seen these movies. We'll talk about those, too. Anyway, that's enough for now. I've got at least this many more for us to talk about in one final video on Steelbooks. I've got a pickup video coming with some new stuff that's sitting right here, just out of camera. I picked up some stuff this week. We're going to do a video on that. And then, of course, we got all the live streams coming. A lot more content coming. There's something you want to see, want to hear me talk about, let me know. Follow me over on my other social platforms. I'm doing a Pushing 100 project where I'm trying to see 100 films in theater, new release films in theater in 1 year. I'm at 60 right now, so I'm doing pretty good. You can follow that on letterboxd under Culture Smash. I review everything I see. And then you can see the videos. You can see videos of me at the theater over on my TikTok, and that's OTS Movies. So follow those over there. Let's keep the conversation going. Till next we meet. Pull something cool off the shelf, share it with friends and family, and remind them why physical media is the best way to watch films and TV. I'll see you guys on the next one.